All right, we've got our G. We're making our moves to our C add 9. It's time for the third and final chord, the D chord. D chord has a little bit different shape. Now the good news is there's no pinky. So the first thing you get to do is lift your pinky off. Now remember, the trick with all three of these chords is we don't ever have to lift our third finger. So we're going to leave the third finger right where it is. Now, fingers number 1 and 2, though, are going to have to move again. So here we go. First thing is, finger 1, if I'm coming from and you make a C add 9, last chord we talked about, lift your pinky and take your first finger and move it down just one string. Now, here's the tricky part. Second finger is going to come all the way down and have to get to the first string on the second fret. So we have fingers 1 and 2 both on the second fret, and we're leaving our third finger where it was. Now in the right hand, I am only going to strum from the 4th string down. I'm not going to include the 5th and 6th string. So that can be kind of a big move. And it's going to take a little extra practice, probably a little bit harder to do than the move from the G to the C add 9. Now one of the biggest problems that most beginning players have with this chord is the third finger is not up on the fingertip enough, and the underside of the finger ends up touching the first string and making a bad muted sound. So you really need to make sure that you are up on your fingertips and getting a nice clean sound out of the chord. One other thing is you have a little knuckle here, the very first knuckle on your finger. It's probably weak right now. It wants to collapse a lot of times. Try to get in the habit of pushing that back. You'll gain strength from that. You don't want that to collapse, because when it does, your finger is just going to be touching the string below it. We need to pop it back the other way so that we can get up on those fingertips and get our clean tone. The wrist, again, completely bent, and the thumb in this case, I've actually moved it down even lower than before. I'll get that to where you can see it. And I am below the halfway mark because I really want to curl my hand around and get those fingers as straight up as possible. So this one takes a little bit more work, but once you got it down, you're ready to go. You can start working with the lessons, building your speed up, trying to transition from chord to chord, and then of course start working on the 17 famous songs. I mean, that's what it's all about, is playing music, so you might as well be practicing songs and getting to where you can actually play. So there's the 3 chords. Now it's time to practice.